Oh my goodness. Oh. Mm. Mm. Are y'all actually getting notifications? Gotta, gotta waste the first 2 or 3 minutes just so people get notifications. Well, maybe get notifications. Got it this time. World Zone Attitude, yes sir. And so, speaking of that, I'm pretty sure some of y'all wondering why I've been radio silent for a little bit. Got one? Okay, good. Not even too. Okay, that's not. I'll go ahead and start. So, I've had some life changes recently. So, yeah, we've been listening. I say we, a few of us, in this household here. I've been listening to G-Tard as he's been kind of going live. I don't listen to it all because there's only so many stupid things that can be said, and I can only lose so many brain cells per week, believe it or not. So, like I said, I have been making some life changes. Some of you have seen Pret in the live chat, P-R-E-T. He's also one of the people with a wrench, one of many. And the hangout from yesterday is unlisted. For if you should be able to figure it out by now if you saw it. But if you've seen Pret in the chat, he now lives with us. That is actually my little brother. So I've been getting him acclimated, and I'll be working on that throughout this week. So if you don't see me around, I'm actually doing real stuff. And today I was hanging out with him and our other brother. I actually have 3 brothers. So 2 of them were with me today, and so we all hung out as a family. Because there's actually like people in real life who care about me, and I care about them, and YouTube is not my fucking life. Nor do I have a YouTube career, whatever the fuck that is. So that takes precedence. Sorry, Gman and other people who live on this internet. I don't know what to say other than sucks. Just kind of sucks. Like, I don't know. So after many of us made or many of us saw G-Man make a spectacle of himself yet again, I cannot help but to point out the major, horribly homoerotic man boner that G-Man has for Matt Dillahunty. Oh my goodness! I will give a huge hug to her, by the way, and among other things. But I'm pretty sure I've seen advertisements for gay porn on Pornhub that are less gay than some of the things that G-Man has said in the last 48 hours about other men. But recently, his comment about Matt Dillahunty and him being embarrassed to the point that he leaves the internet or the YouTube, it's all bullshit. We know it's bullshit. What's interesting is that he still, for some reason, cannot understand the word no. If you guys noticed this about G-Man, anyone who gives him a limitation, hey G-Man, how about we actually sit down, have something to eat, and not talk about internet drama? He can't do that. Hey G-Man, how about we just talk about non-great debate stuff? Let's just talk about Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Digimon or Pokemon. He can't do that. Hey G-Man, how about you keep me and my family out your fucking mouth? He can't do that. Hey G-Man, I thought we had an agreement to just stick to topics that pertain to intellectual discussions. He can't do that. Anything that you actually have as a stipulation, even ones that he himself has made, he can't stick to it because he has no self-control. I found something funny, a few statements actually, one of which that comes to mind is his pretend scenario, his fantasy of sitting down and just having coffee with Matt Dillahunty, nothing recorded. I know from personal experience that he can't do that. Ask me how I know. Oh wait, I have actually sat down and I've eaten food with this cretin. He can't. Even in that setting, even when there are no cameras, he still cannot behave like a normal human being. Many of us have witnessed this, and it's appalling. It's appalling. And I'm not talking about having a bougie dinner, with using the right salad fork and all this other stupid shit. I'm not talking about that. I eat like a fucking animal. I'm from Louisiana. We eat half our food with our hands. I'm not talking about that. just being able to sit down and converse with people, not bring up drama to incite anger or intentionally piss off people because, well, you just want to be an antagonist, because you just feel a need to generate negativity. No. Matt Dillahunty spends his fucking time and gets paid to go travel around the fucking world to speak to people about whatever. He could take a shit in the middle of the podium and people pay him for it, then that's cool. G-Man is a nobody. A nobody. Is a nobody. And he doesn't understand, because when you actually listen to what he says, when you actually listen to a part of one of the statements that he had made about that scenario where he wants to sit down with Matt Dillahunty, he actually compares his notoriety to Matt Dillahunty's, and he thinks, and again, so feel free to go back and listen to that shit, folks. He thinks his notoriety is up there with Matt Dillahunty. They're on par, they're shoulder to shoulder. That's absolute bullshit. No one gives a shit with a fucking retard from New Jersey, a functionally fucking illiterate idiot from New Jersey has to fucking say. No one's paying to hear him. Hell, people paid me to make fun of him. But for some strange reason, Barrel Stacker McGee thinks that he deserves, like it's almost, please get fucking dickhead out of here, because he just wants attention. Just get him out of here. I entertain his bullshit long enough. Maz, get on that. Anyway, if you mad, pot the catch that block of Zulu, bitch. Catch it real fucking quick. You been it. Boom! Block of Zulu. Anyway, G-Man cannot, and I mean will not, be fucking civil. He has this weird urge to tell people that he somehow is owed. He is owed. Like everyone here owes him a civil discourse, or people owe him time to teach him something. If you look at the way that he speaks about interactions here, everyone owes him an intellectual discourse. Everyone owes him civility. Everyone owes him this, that, and the other. No one owes you a goddamn thing. Not a fucking thing. Nothing. Nothing. No one owes you shit. No one owes me a goddamn thing. No one owes you a goddamn thing. There's nothing. You know what? My wife don't owe me a goddamn thing. That's it. That's it. So I don't know where he gets this idea that someone owes him something. He does. No one owes him an ass whooping. He deserves an ass whooping. I'm careful about how I phrase that one. I'm careful about how I phrase it. He deserves an ass whooping in many respects. Trust me. But this idea that Matt Dillahunty, just should oblige, just should oblige his fucking requests. Like Matt Dillahunty has used G-Man in some way, shape, or form, and that's just compensation. That's what's good. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's crazy. But it's my bad. And actually, yeah, let me speak on that. My bad. So if some of y'all have been leaving comments, comments underneath some of my videos and not been showing up, I was trying to be a dick and ban the words of and the, just to see if they wouldn't show up in the chat here. Well, what ended up happening in the community standards is that my YouTube thing here thought that they were bad words because I put them in there. Well, of course. So that's why I had like over 350 something comments I needed to review for bad words. And I couldn't figure it out until I noticed and I was like, someone had said something really mundane about something that had no profanity in it, and that's what it was. That was me being a dick. So but I fixed that. That's been rectified. Someone sent me a text message and so I went and looked into it. And that's an aside. So my 10 minutes are up, folks. I'm sorry. I was going to make it less than 10 minutes, but fuck it. I do it. I'm going to make it 15 minutes or less. I'm going to just change the title because I can do it like that. But, so look, I really, you know what? If G-Man wants to talk about what people are owed, How about you stop making like tons of homoerotic statements? Like that's like it's almost every video he's made in the last. I won't even say. You know what? In the last 72 hours, in the last 72 hours, he has made so many fucking homoerotic statements. I can't even keep a track of them. Like, even in the last one, he's talking about spanking, like putting Matt Dillahunty over his knee and spanking him and shit like that. Now, I've been around other dudes say, oh yeah, you about to get spanked at this, you about to get, you know, spanked. Like, but they say the activity, you're about to be spanked at the activity. But Gman goes into like all these like emotes and shit like that, where he needs to like simulate him spanking another dude. And I'm like, is that really necessary for somebody? But then again, this is the same dude who said that he has to force Bible fucking verses in his head to keep out the dirty thoughts. Now, I don't know about you folks, but as a heterosexual, red-blooded man, I don't have to force gay thoughts out of my head. But then again, I'm not closeted. So if G-Man seems to be struggling with something, because man, if you're going to go on these rants, if you're going to go on all of these, you know, rants about how people should be living their life, especially Christians, you probably shouldn't be making homoerotic statements. Now, like I said, I love my gay fans. I love my gay brother that I just said bye to. But you know what? They're not out there telling people how to live their life. So I'm going to call you out on that bullshit. Quit making homoerotic statements and then saying homosexuality is a sin and you're going to call it out. Because I'm going to call out every time you start acting fucking gay and you start saying gay shit. Just saying. Just saying. Hell, half the time it's the gay folks and women are pointing out your girlfriend Shrew and his long hair and luscious fucking lips, and then you fawning over him every fucking video. So how about we get some type of consistency with this? If we're going to be on here, if you're going to talk about your YouTube career, if you're going to be on here stacking barrels like a champ and knocking these dirt baits out, how about you play the fucking part? How about that? My goodness. My goodness. G-Man come out the closet eventually. Because he loves, man, y'all know what? This dude loves. Did y'all see some of the tears and the crying that he had? My goodness, I've broken the poor boy, man. He been like that, but I broke my toy. The man is broken, folks. He is fucking broke. Just as easy as that fucking lighter. Broke him in half. All these stupid ass fucking threats. Do y'all know that I've been getting text messages? The more that he starts this shit, the more people send me devious ideas that they're gonna fuck him up with. Dude, it's just, man. My goodness. My fucking goodness. Do y'all not know that people plan to fuck him up bad? I'm not talking about physically. That's one reason I had to take that hangout off air. Start talking fucking him up physically. You know what? You do what you do. I'm not gonna be a part of that. But G-Man is not used to the wrath of the internet, because some of us grew up with the internet. Some of us understand the wrath of, you know, 4chan, Anon, certain organizations like that. Lizard Squad. I've been a victim of Lizard Squad. I'll tell you about that story one day later. But it's crazy that he doesn't understand it, but he claims that he's going to do something as fucking crazy. I listened to that shit. And I said, you know what? You've got to be one dumb motherfucker. And the dumbasses that fucking support you and don't tell you that, hey, you know what? You might not want to do that shit. They just as dumb as you are. Just as fucking dumb. But what, you know, I can't expect much from the bitch crowd. It's the reason I call them out too. Because they're not doing their job as Christians. G-Man Christians. Now, if G-Man wants to go out and plaster somebody's information, somebody's face and stuff like that all over New York, cool, that's fine. That's fine. G-Man, I received a text message, an interesting one, which I'm still trying to figure out how motherfucker got my phone number, but whatever. Sent me a screenshot of a map. This map looked familiar. It was a map of New Jersey. And in this map, it had to be 30 pins of locations of where they've been tracking G-Man walking. When he's walking past landmarks, when he's walking past this street or that street, they've been putting pins on this fucking map. And I sent that screenshot to MP and I said, check that shit out. Every time he flies off the fucking handle, and he feels the need to cross a line because someone reminded him of a deal that they had with him about him controlling his fucking self. Someone else crosses that line with him because for whatever reason, he doesn't like being threatened, which I get. I fucking get that. Cool. Well, then you need to man the fuck up and stick by your fucking word if you don't like people threatening you. That's how it is. That's how the world works. But if you've noticed, the more that he acts up, the more that he goes out and he makes all these outrageous claims about, I don't think he's ever going to do that. He's not that dumb. He's fucking stupid. He should have been aborted, but he's not that dumb. But it's funny. It's funny because every single fucking time he says some stupid shit about what he's going to do, people are more inclined to fuck with him more. Every single time. I don't even tell y'all half the shit that I receive from Facebook, on my phone, on G+, and private messages, on Skype. All that shit. All that shit. All of it. And yes, now he says, look folks, if he has to now deny the fact that I've inflicted physical pain upon him in the presence of fucking others, y'all know that he's fucked up. He knows good and goddamn well I broke him down like a bitch. But he will never get on the internet and acknowledge that. He will do it. He will call Fiona a liar. He will call Redline a liar. He will call Hannah a liar. He will call Vince a liar. He'll call JD a liar. And all the random people who were in that Starbucks a liar. But he won't acknowledge to himself. And that should tell you something, Christians who support it. Something as simple as that. Something as you know what, he could turn that around. Drag's a big old bully. Look what he did to me in person. But that hurts his masculinity. Because I've showed him, and I've told him before, you can play that shit with people on the internet, but when you cross the line with me in person, I'm not the bitches you deal with on a day-to-day basis. The bitches in New York, the bitches in your hometown. I am what you refer to, folks, as a real nigga. Gman came across a real one and learned real quick that I will fuck him up. So when people are in my presence, they enjoy it. People want to meet me for a reason. People have traveled from New York to meet me, from Florida to meet me, and they enjoy my fucking presence. Go ahead and ask them about it. But I tell you what, I draw lines in the fucking sand. And I allow people to draw them lines as well, because everyone has a limit. What Gman doesn't understand is what those limits are. Gman, until someone physically inflicts pain upon him, he seems to not understand it. But even then, he'll deny it. He will go into the deepest recesses of his brain and deny that someone has physically fucking checked him, because it hurts him, because he knows that if he's within arm's reach of me, I will again fuck him up. He knows better. His bitches know better. True knows better. Tommy knows better. Neffy knows better. Beckel knows better. All them bitches that surround themselves with G-Man and his stupidity, all of them know. They know better. There's a reason why I open a hangout, they won't come in. It's not because they get kicked out and muted or booted and all this other shit. They know. They know that beyond all this bullshit, they can talk and say whatever they fucking want. But at the end of the day, there's a clear difference between me and these fucking fools. They can go over here and target women left, right, and center. But the second I say, you know what? Pull your panties up, bitch. Come at me. They know better. They know fucking better. They know better. All of them. There's a reason Tommy hired fucking Mexicans to do work. There's a reason why Neffy's a fucking drunk. There's a reason why G-Man ain't become nothing in his fucking life. There's a reason why True is faking having a fucking girlfriend and putting on lipstick for bitches on the fucking internet. There's a reason why all these motherfuckers do and say the shit that they do is because they're worthless ass people in real life and they're worthless here. There's a reason why I have a fucking container of what I call useful TE and I call this bitch useless TE. There's a reason why G-Man will never have an actual intellectual conversation. It's not because, well, there are no intellectuals on the internet or on this particular part of the internet. It's because his ass is too dumb. Sock account's already laid it out. There's a reason why I say, you know what, whether you're an atheist or whether you're a fucking Christian, you can pull me by the collar and say, you know what, Drag, that's too much. You know what, Drag, that's wrong. I give you a perfect example. Sock account said, you know what, Drag, when you were mentioning the parasitism of a fetus and a mother, you know, you didn't need that. that really didn't add anything to the conversation. I think it actually hurt your position. I said, you know what, you're right. And he laid out why. We had a full conversation about that over Facebook and over PlayStation Network. We had a full conversation about that. But about 8, Hannah, approximately 8. But it is interesting because that's not something that's just for one side or just for one group of people. G-Man, for whatever reason, thinks that, of course, it's always like, he says Christians, but there's subtext there. There's always, well, the Christians that I deem, I am the arbiter of what Christianity is. And so, of course, the Christians who agree with me, consequently, are also the ones who can correct me. People in SOG and Shield Squad, of course, aren't among those who can actually correct him, of course, for obvious reasons. So, but it's funny. It is funny. It is funny that some of these cats really think that they're doing something. They can't do shit in real life. They can't actually influence anyone else's life. So they come on here and they have to play pretend. Well, that's cool. That's awesome. Some of us have actually impacted folks in real life. As a matter of fact, folks, I got one of my old sergeants. One of my supply sergeant called me at 12 o'clock last night to say, you know what, you're doing great things. I saw something you put on Facebook and I didn't understand it, but damn it, it looked good. And he was drunk as hell. He was drunk as hell. But man, I sat on the phone on Facebook call thing and I listened to him. And he showered me with all the praise and admiration that I didn't ask for. But you know what? I appreciate that. Because I will take the time and I'll talk to anybody. I put on my shoes and put on my pants just like anybody else. But man, holy shit. Some of these dudes are having some type of weird entitlement issue. And that's what I can't understand. People can be as mad as they want to about the shit that I say. You can be as mad as you fucking want. I don't give a shit. I will have people mad at me until the day I fucking die and after that. But what you can't deny is that when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to fucking do it. When I say I'm doing something in real life and that real life actually comes before this, I fucking mean it. When I'm out there actually doing shit, actually not cutting, not cutting cells, I'm actually in there splitting cells. Hell, I was doing that today. Matter of fact, I brought Pret. I brought the wife. I say, you know what? Let's do some stuff. I mean that shit. Again, some of us don't have to play pretend on the internet. Some of us don't. Some of us, on the other hand, can't really do much. Some of us gotta compensate because we don't have a loving wife, because we don't have stable finances. Maybe not the best of everything, but we're in a better situation because, hell, maybe some of us worked hard enough for it. But man, does the envy, does the jealousy, the hate, that fucking green-eyed monster, woo, does it come out? Does it fucking come out? And it rears its head. It rears its fucking head. I don't know exactly where this weird hate boner for Dylan Hunter came from, but man, if envy had a name, it would be Gman. Hell, eventually, maybe one day, I'll be able to get up on a stage and have people pay me $1,000 to say shit. Maybe. Who knows? But as of now, I'd rather give other people a platform who are way better at this. Reginald Finley is one of these people. I would rather give him a platform. Scientist Mel, I would rather give them a platform. Easily, by far. But man, where do you get the temerity? Where do you get off comparing yourself to somebody who's actually out there doing it? And then, you know what, you can say, you know what, I'm not a big fan of Matt Dillon Hunter's philosophy, his position on shit. You know what, it's a little bit too left for me. That's fine, that's legit criticism. But when you have a nobody like G-Man, a worthless fucking human being who actually threatens people's kids, comparing himself to somebody who's actually out there, actually physically out there doing stuff, and changing people's minds. That dude's getting paid for that. And he's over here stacking barrels. Literally over here stacking barrels. Over here yelling at his boyfriends in New York. Really? You really doing something? You really changing minds? No. Because like I said, it's a team effort. It's not just me. It's not just me. There are other people. Hell, who was it? Shamiam sent me a video the other day. Sent me a video of this dude being filmed from their side. Now, you say, well, Dragnot, why? Why do I care about the Black Hebrew Israelites' perspective? Perspective is important. You don't have to agree with these fuckers to see something, because you have to know that Gman curates what he puts on his channel. Even though it looks like it's just raw footage he just takes on his phone, which it is, he curates it pretty well. And so what we're going to end up doing is looking at this footage from the perspective of his antagonist. So when we do that, we're also going to look at some of the comments, because mind you, he says that he's an influence. He says he's doing stuff. Well, I'm all about evidence. I'm a big evidence guy, as you all know. Like, having tangible evidence is the best things that you can have if you want to be a compelling argumenter, arguer, argumentator style of argumentation, whatever fucked up phrase that he uses to profess the stupid shit that comes out of his face. Has he yet brought anyone on his show? Any former Black Hebrew Israelite? Any former atheist? Any former pagan, New Ager? Has he ever brought any of them on to say, I listened to this idiot and I learned something. I am converted to Christianity. Not only Christianity, but Gman's version of Christianity. I'm waiting on that video, folks. I am waiting on that, because once that pops up, I can't say that Gman's ineffective anymore. Hell, even Nephi got a convert. Again, I'm fully able to acknowledge that Nephi convinced Johnny KZJ, an already radicalized dude that was on the precipice of a psychotic fucking break. But man, is it so much to ask that he actually provide evidence for his lies? I mean, his claims. I mean, is it that much? Am I asking for something crazy here? Because you'll see, folks, and I've told y'all this before, when he gets on here and he lies, he's threatening Miss Star again. Good. And then when I say good, don't take that the wrong way, folks, especially Miss Star. It's not good that he's threatening you again. It's good that he's continuing that behavior, because let me tell you, if you think some of the things that I've said may be disturbing about what other people may think about doing to him, keep in mind that I keep the best to myself, and well, to a few people that I know. Because Gman is going to awaken what I refer to as the sleeping beast on the internet. And once he does that, he won't get a moment's rest. Like I said, I still have a screenshot where people are putting pins in locations to where he's walking around. And it's a little creepy, I'm not even gonna lie. But if he claims that he's putting his life on the line, you know, battling Black Hebrew Israelites, then he shouldn't be bothered by someone keeping him to his word, which is odd once you really, really think about it. It's really odd, because for whatever reason, he's not plastering their images everywhere and exposing them and trying to find personal information on them, but yet he's risking his life with them every time he talks to them. But you know, 130-pound, 5'5" female is a threat to him, to the point that he has to do some shit like that to plaster her image everywhere, because she reminded him of a promise that they both made previously, all surrounding a conspiracy theory he cooked up because he decided, again, and for backstory, he decided to go to a hotel room filled to the max with people who are staying there and put his personal effects down with everyone else's stuff. Why you would do something like that, your guess is as good as mine, but he thought it was a good idea. So, of course, he then blames everyone else, not himself. It's not his fault he put his stuff down and got mixed up. It's never his fault, folks. Remember that. The why is important. Why? Because he's a fucking child who can never take responsibility for himself. He's a fucking man-child and obviously a result of fetal alcohol syndrome. A worthless ass human being who cannot fucking control himself and is supported by some of the biggest fucking idiots I've seen in my life. Some goddamn idiots. Fucking worthless ass people. And some of y'all watching know who you are. You know who the fuck I'm talking about. You are worthless. Because y'all see the shit that he's saying. You're seeing this shit. Threatening people's kids. He's going to now lambaste. Not even that. He's going to go so far as to just plaster someone's image around New York on telephone poles and shit because they publicly reminded him of a promise that he wanted to keep. A promise of civility. Really? Does that sound like a good Christian thing to do? I wonder how, if I go out here and do the stupid shit that he does and I just go out and accost random people, how many of them do you think that's you know what, that's the actions of a good Christian? How many of them would disagree with some of these idiots on here, these fuckheads that actually support this dumbass? And the bitches, and male or female bitches, who won't actually publicly say, you know what, Gman, that's not a good idea. Because fuck all this talking to him behind closed doors, because evidently it's not working. It doesn't work. What I do works. I get a fucking response. I've broke this bitch before, and I'll break him again. I will break his fucking spirit. Because trust me, there's a few folks in this chat that know some of the devious shit that I came up with. But they said, you know what, Drag, that's going too far. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because some of them know it's mean. It's mean as hell. But y'all know what? I could talk about how much of a hoe his mama is. And how about, you know, only maybe a quarter of his brothers have the same mother and father. But that'd be mean. That'd be mean if I did something like that. It hurts. It hurts. It is what it is. But you know what? We don't choose the folks we're related to. That's why I kind of cringe at the prospect of Veckel being related to me. Trust me, we got enough idiots in my family. We got enough. We don't need no more. We full on idiocy. Because I just actually listened to a little bit of Mr. Self-Righteous himself talk about how people get all excited and they get a little too jumpy and emotional in conversations when people, counter their positions. Now I'm like, this is the same motherfucker who threatened me with physical violence. Said that if he saw me in person, he'd break my glasses and bloody my nose. In my head, I'm thinking, bitch, I will break you. But I had to laugh because I got under his skin so bad. And not just throwing insults, but pointing out that he knows dick all about any of these topics. Veckel knows next to fucking nothing. It's been confirmed by his brother. If he's upset by that, I can bring his brother on here and I can confirm that. If he wants to just sweep that on the rug. Veckel knows next to fucking nothing. And me pointing that out to him continuously, and that he offers nothing to every conversation, just like his girlfriend True. Well, you know what? The truth fucking hurts. Do something with yourself, you stupid bitch. Oh yes, Veckel threatened me. Ask him about it sometime, folks. Cut me off at the best part. Oh man, he's upset again. Good. He's upset. If y'all want a good ass time, and I'm going ahead and end this. I should do 35 minutes or less. I'll just change it to whatever the highest factor of 5 is, or multiple of 5. Excuse me. If y'all want a good, funny fucking story, ask Veckel about the time that he threatened to break my glasses and bloody my face. Ask him about that. It's a fun fucking story. I love it. Because it lets me know every single time, anytime Veckel starts getting self-righteous, I remember that I got under his skin so bad that he actually threatened me with physical violence. But of course, I'd laughed it off because he's too much of a bitch to actually do it. I know a bitch when I see one. But the fact of the matter is that he felt the need to do that. That he felt so threatened by what I told him, which I wasn't lying to him, that he knows nothing. Next to nothing. Of course, it's hyperbole. But he doesn't actually offer anything. And his points are fucking stupid. If you call them points. Just general discourse about his inability to articulate much of anything other than subjective, arbitrary, subjective, arbitrary, subjective. That's it. There's nothing else that you get from Veckel other than looking at another gaping hole where knowledge should be. That's it. I know that there's folks that stick up for him and say he's a good guy. I got that. People have different experiences with him. Maybe he's a little different. I doubt it since his brother confirmed that he ain't nothing but a fucking a quagmire of stupidity, pretty much. But it's crazy. It's crazy that these dudes think that that shit flies in real life. Like, it's crazy to me. And so when I go on these rants, don't get me wrong, this shit's funny to me. This shit's funny. And people who have actually met me in real life know that we laugh at this shit. My family in there laughs at this shit because they're funny, because they're clowns. What do you do at a circus? You laugh at clowns. That's all you can do. Because you know what? You're there to be entertained. It is what it is. It is what it is. So you know what? I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go play some Conan and then later watch some more American Horror Story with the missus. I'm going to kiss Pret goodnight. I'm just kidding, no. But I'm going to enjoy life. Play Fallout 4 maybe one day. I have to get on Fallout one day. But just wanted to give you my 2 cents because, man, I hear Ronnie's having an evolutionist marathon or some shit like that. Yeah, I was trying to get on Steam the other day, Tyler, and there's some issue with it starting up. I'm going to have to look at it again. I will kiss you. Sure. Yeah, I love herpes. I'll kiss you goodnight. But, my goodness. If there was any trouble traversing anything, it's me traversing the streets here in Houston when it's raining, not these fucking conversations. It is crazy as hell. Oh, he's been sniped. You know, it couldn't happen to a better guy. Oh, New Jersey police have been contacted. Good. Because probably shouldn't be threatening folks like that. You know what? Crimson just joined us. Hey, he's not herpes. Crimson joined us on Conan. He seems to like it. We try to provide stuff for folks, especially on the weekends. I like it. You know, I like Conan. So it is what it is. So it is. Whoever be the Pornhub executive director of New Talent, you win the comment of the day. You win the comment of the day. I appreciate that folks. That folks is good trolling. I appreciate. I'm gonna give you applaud. Oh, before I leave, before I get off of here and go back inside, Monty Stickman, you're being recruited, my friend. The end is near. We need an artist. I'm going to feature some of your art, my man. We're going to give you opportunity. Folks, if you've not been to Bionic Dance's channel in a little while, you might want to check it out. But there's going to be a new show starting. Feature me, Nate Brody, aka MP, Emperor Atheist. Give you a little hint. Neil deGrasse Tyson may or may not be involved, which more likely may. Just kind of more of an issue of when. So, if y'all like hearing us talk, it's coming, folks. It's coming. It's coming. The end is near. All right. Thanks for watching.